Welcome back, my dear friends, to TEDS. In the previous video, we have seen blunders in interview. We have seen first 5 blunders. This video also focuses on the remaining blunders. There are so many blunders that we make when we are attending interviews, but we are going to see only the next 5, very important 5, totally summing up to 10 blunders in interviews. Let us not waste time. Let's get into the topic and let us see the remaining 5 blunders made in interviews. Sixth blunder, appearing uninterested. At least in the given scenario now, the student, if you're taking the students, those who are appearing for interviews, I can rate even 50% of the students are like this, and some say even more. What you mean by appearing uninterested? See, when the exams are over, for example, online test is over, and we are waiting for the result, and any of it would take some time to announce the results. As soon as the online test is over, there will be humpty number of people coming and approaching you, asking, how long will it take? And if you tell them maybe it would take around some 1 hour or 45 minutes, after 45 minutes or 1 hour, in case if it is getting delayed, people become restless and they come and pester the coordinators with so many questions, asking them, Arey, it's getting late. When are you going to announce the results? See, this kind of an attitude is going to harm you. It's not going to support you in any kind of an interview platforms. Another one, remember, it is you who need the job, and it is not only you who has appeared for the interview. There are so many people, those who are waiting for the opportunity. Maybe the number of positions are very less, but the number of people appearing for the positions are more. So don't irritate the interviewer and be more reasonable. And moreover, don't get so restless. Showing low energy, the other one, people will be just going around with a long face, with no energy. That is also to be avoided. What are you supposed to do before a day, just a day before the interview? Go to bed early. You need to have a proper sleep. If you sleep well, your mind gets proper rest. If you get a proper rest, and your mind will be active in the morning. So get up early in the morning, get ready, and come prepared for the interview and showcase that you are bubbling with proper energy. Seventh blunder is appearing unpolished. Here I want to focus on 2 points. First one is about the dress code that you have got, the way you are going to present yourself in front of the interviewers, and the second one about the body language, how you are going to showcase yourself. Let us go in deep. Dress code. You need to know what kind of a dress code you should have for an interview. For example, in case you are going for an interview with Goldman Sachs, I would advise you to go with 3-piece suit with a proper tie. That will give a better impression. You cannot simply go with a normal kind of a t-shirt and a jean for an interview with a normal shoes. And people don't even understand what kind of a shoe people should wear. It should be a leather shoes. When you're wearing a leather shoe, the color of the shoe is determined by the belt, not by the trousers that you are wearing. So you need to keep all those things in mind. See, personal kind of an experience that I've got, I just wanted to share it with you also. People will come in proper dress code, and when I look at their shoes, it is not polished or it is not properly polished. It looks very shabby. People don't give that much of an importance to the shoes. But the psychologists, they say, normally people note the other person's feet. That is the first impression people is giving to the other person. So whenever a person is coming, people normally note the first one which comes to their mind, and what they note is your feet. So you need to keep your shoes properly polished. Even when you polish, I have seen they polish on the top and the sideways are left unpolished. And when you are walking, this part, which is the sole part, looks very dirty. So you need to polish here also. Likewise, all the sides. So keep that in mind and go with a proper dress code. And next one, the second point that we are talking about, body language. Body language is more important. When you're talking about body language, it is about your gestures, your handshake, the smile that you need to keep it on your face, your eye contact. People need to look at the interviewer and establish proper eye contact. And in the earlier videos, if you want to see, I have also posted a video on body language. You can go and refer to the same for details. So when you are not supposed to give a dead fish handshake, you are not supposed to extend a stiff arm thrust, or neither finger grip. So you need to know what kind of a proper handshake that you need to give it to the interviewer, and you need to showcase a positive body language and a proper eye contact and the smile on your face. All these things you need to keep in mind, and people don't give importance to these important two aspects: one, dress code, and another one, body language. This is the seventh blunder people make. The eighth blunder, asking no questions or irrelevant questions. The kind of an experience I have got, I have seen most of the cases when campus recruitment happens, students, after the presentation of the presenter, the campus interviewer, there is a space called question and answer session. People don't even ask questions. Even if they ask certain questions, it would have been already discussed in the presentation itself. Irrelevant questions, just for asking for the sake of asking. That needs to be avoided. Even in the interviews, when a person, normally at the end of the interview, the interviewer normally asks a question: do you want to ask me anything? Don't just ask just for a namesake or irrelevant questions. Be attentive, and if you want to clarify certain things, ask that questions. Or in case you are a bit doubtful about your position, in case if they have recruited you, what kind of a role that you are going to play, and you have some clarification regarding the role that you are going to play, you can ask them. Don't ask them, how did I do my interview? All these irrelevant questions are to be removed. The ninth blunder, not getting the tone of the interview right and getting too personal with the interviewer. There are certain things that you are not supposed to use in interview, certain language, like, hi dude, what's up dude? So all those things, when you're interacting with your friend, it is taken, understandable. When you're going for an interview, and in the interview, you're not supposed to use all this cliches. And there are other cliches also, overly used cliches, like, I am a leader, I have leadership skills, I am a team builder. So instead of using all these cliches, you can enumerate and give them an example of what you have done, and through that incident you can make them understand that you are a leader or you are a team player. So don't use all these cliches. These cliches are to be avoided. And getting so personal with the interviewer, you are not going for a date. This is an interview. You can't ask them, are you married, are you committed, or are you single? Would you like to join me for lunch today? So all this getting too personal, asking about their family, asking about their self, is to be avoided. You are not supposed to do all those things. How to address a person in an interview, that is also very, very important. In corporate sector, people just call even the higher ups with their names. For example, even um, the director of Infosys, if he is a director, they don't call Mr. Sir. They don't use the word sir. They just call by the name. But when you are there in an interview, you don't know the person well. It is better to address them with a salutation. For example, Mr. Edwin, Miss Sophia, or whatever it is. It is better to address, good morning, Mr. Ashok. Good morning, Miss Sophia. Good morning, Miss Lily. Don't tell them, as I told you earlier, you look so beautiful in this dress today. This is not the occasion to tell. So please avoid certain cliches which are not to be said in an interview, and don't get too personal with the interviewer. 10th blunder, the last one but not the least one, dozing off from the interview. When you're there in an interview, you are supposed to give attention to each and every details which is being discussed by the interviewer to you. You cannot sit there and just doze off, start thinking about something else, maybe about what you are going to have for your lunch. It's a blunder that you are going to make, and he will not be in a position to repeat what he has said. He will go with the assumption that you have understood whatever he wanted to tell you. So this is a biggest blunder that people commit, dozing off from the interview. In a friendship scenario, when you are there with your friends, it is acceptable. When you're discussing certain things, you can just move off, physically be there and move off mentally thinking about something else. That is understandable. But when you're going off mentally, a person who is sitting in front of you can immediately identify whether you are attentive or you are off in your mind. So that will backfire. There is a risk of getting rejected. So dozing off from interview needs to be avoided. So my dear friends, this is what I had to say about blunders in interviews. I hope you like them. Please subscribe if you have not done. If you want to go back and see my videos on body language, as I've said, the link is given in the description below. You can just go and check that too. Thank you very much. Catch you up with interesting topic next week. Until then, bye.